there's a responsibility for any man who's here that makes money to not do those things. You know, there's a reason, and that's why I say I'm fortunate to say, I sit with all these rich white guys and I say, but why does your secretary's child go to the same school as yours? But it's because kids are kids. I sponsor the very same school myself. Is it the same with us black people? And all the people when they become rich says, my child can't go to school. Do we not do those things?
Yeah, we do.
Why?
Because you are black.
Yeah?
Who are black?
No, that concept of you black is undermining.
No, but what I'm saying is Indians, it doesn't matter how rich the Indian is. The child goes, let me show you one thing. In harassment, all the white families, whether it's Tris Laterhan, the Bendezel, Highway Junction, all these guys, their kids go to Harassment High School. You go to Harassment High School, you see all the borders of their companies. They're sponsoring the school. And every white person in harassment, whether their child goes to a Harassment High School. No, I'm saying to you, majority. Remember that there will be two schools. But of like Harrison is more for the English-speaking kids. So when the parents are English, they take their kids to Harrison. But the Afrikaners, they take their kids to work school. Now I'm saying, in that school, you get kids of a very rich guy and his employee, same school. I can say I'm a good person. That's why when they say sports day, a guy who can look but why do because I'm also in the same school. So then I'm going there. So we all going there today. We'll cover this work later. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Because businesses must be used to build communities. I don't know if colleagues, you remember when I started to say you must provide value.
Yeah.
Now where we are, and this calls for deep reflection, because if you guys build proper businesses, then you know your business must contribute to the school. And when you grow your business, you know my business must fund kids that will come and work for me. Where do you find those kids? You say, but in that school. You might take 5,000 to that school and where's the first day? That's enough, you've contributed. But if all of you were contributing to that same school, that school becomes well off. And if the business people are the SGB in that school, doesn't that school start being run properly? The principal. So the reason the township schools are not run properly is because the people are here in the SGB. Half of them are always drunk. Now, principal it's happening. No, they won't, because they know what they are doing. But I'm saying there's a different standard we must first have as us as black people. I always say to people, I am fortunate to say, you work, I stay in the suburbs, I do these things, but I'm not ashamed of my history, where I come from, and how I've seen the growth, and even being in the township. Because when you're there, a young boy gets impressed to say, hey, I know this hot man, but tomorrow I'll see him in the TV. Did you understand? Yeah, he was here, I was talking to him. Hey, tomorrow, Mama, I saw this guy on TV. To a boy in the township, it means everything. Now, what I'm saying is, business affords that. Because if we don't understand our role as business, we'll go a crisis. Did you see now, the reason why we don't have load shedding? Business started sending their engineers to ESCOM for this winter. Hey, you know what, we're not going to have a blackout. Let's send our people, we'll raise 100 million, we'll pay for these people, let them go there. When there was no water in harassment, remember what had happened in Kwakwa happened in harassment, Eddie Tank, because people had opened a business opportunity. Yeah? It was a big business, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But a foolish business. You know why? We don't have piped water for people to drink water. We have piped water for waste management. I want to come and get toilet. The reason why we have piped water is so that we don't have cholera and typhoid fever. So metsi are pipe you batho bana. Metsi are piped so that you can flush and the waste moves in that system. Metsi how can be able to move that entire waste to a wastewater treatment works. Then the community is safe from cholera. I don't know if you understand why that invention was done. So when people start balata metsi jojo thinking, you are not sure of the chlorination of that water. You are not sure whether that water tanker has not been polluted. But even if it's not, if in 2 liters of 4, 20 liters of 4, am I going to use that water more? That toilet? I'm going to use it more for cooking. So what happens with the sanitation there? I can say I'm good listener. Now in Harrismith, business was the one that solved that problem. Remember what picked up when business had solved it to say, because at that time we said, I've got engineers, I pay them a salary, I know the water recirculation system, I can send these guys, they're already in my payroll, they are paid a fixed salary. What is needed? Pipe. I've got suppliers that give me pipes, I'm in construction, pipe. But we spoke amongst us so that some of us paid magital cashining alone at San labor, Mahuana, Catalidi party, and our Naktanta TLB. That's all you need when you have business. So business is the reason why, as much as ANC is in power, white people are not able to be poor. Why? Because they run the business. There's a reason why a lot of young white people are not unemployed. Because he wakes up, he works in his father or in his uncle's bed. I think I get along with my uncle better. You see what I'm saying? So we need to create that platform, colleagues.
What I've seen in black communities, you can just have a business and raise your business very, very well. End of the day, they just choosing something. I'm just going to be a teacher, I'm just going to be something. This is what I've seen involved. All the general dealers today involved, they are gone. And their children are the police, the teachers and stuff like that. They are coming there, they are buying things from the Makula to the country. So I don't know what are the things that you can apply to us as African people to fix that thing.
No, but remember, and I'll show you this thing. My grandfather was in farming, right? I built my business in management consulting, construction, and now I'm in private equity. So I run a private equity firm in Sandton where we look at businesses and we buy them and we give them equity and we make sure they grow and we make our money, they make their money. At some point we sell our stake.